kind of shit been going on.
All right, so look, I'm gonna just break it to y'all. We had this idea that we were gonna watch the Leaving Neverland Michael Jackson thing, and then we was gonna do a reaction video for it. However, we watched the first half, and we decided to watch the second half together, and it's wild, y'all.
It's wild.
Shit was mad.
It was like I honestly like when I saw that Michael Jackson, I was torn. When he died, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of cried because I remember all the good hits he had.
They got the same birthday.
We have this. Oh, don't tell nobody that. I don't have the same birthday. That's a lie. But I was born August 29th. But anyways, Neverland, that was a whole eye-opening experience. So I just wanted to tell everybody that we gonna talk about it, and some of the stuff you may hear, you may not like. Some of the stuff you.
But I'm gonna get into this shit now. What do y'all niggas think? So do y'all think he molested the? Did he?
Wait, hold on. Before you ask that, let's get back to where we was at before we saw it.
Okay.
Before we saw it, did you think he did it? Before we saw the shit.
I mean, so before we saw it, I always thought like he possibly did that shit.
So he was on the
like
fence.
when I heard it, like me, I was on the fence.
Okay.
I was on the fence.
Before you saw the shit, did you think he did that shit?
I don't even need to know. Like the way his mannerisms, everything he did, the way he spoke, stuff he did, it's just wild. Like, yeah, I think he did it 100%.
Before we saw the shit?
Before we saw it. Like,
oh, shit.
He was just...
So what about you, Ryan? What you thought?
Bro, I was on the fence, and I felt like I could be easily swayed. Like, I felt like I could be easily swayed. And then the reason I wanted to see it was because you got to see both sides of the story to understand some shit. The thing is, looking back on it, growing up, like I'm an 80s baby, so my whole life, Michael Jackson's been weird, right? Like I'm not 50, where at one point he was a regular person or like a regular child. Looking back, he's always been weird. Right. I think Thriller dropped the year like I was born, probably, or 4 years. It was 84 or 88, one or the other. But I think he was regular. Well, he was a fucking zombie. Then by the time I was like an adult or even a human that understood what music was, at like 10, he was always a weirdo. Always in the news doing some weird shit. So people have like this like romantic view of him, but realistically, like a lot of people our age don't even remember him being like a person that wasn't a weirdo. Right. So I could be swayed. I was like, you know what, money happens and things get misconstrued. But the way I understand how things work now in like life, shit don't happen to you in 93 and it happened again in 2003. Like unless like you wildin'.
So what do y'all think is like what do y'all think basically has people not believing that he didn't do it?
It's a great question. You want to answer that first?
Well, people worship this man. This man, like, I remember, like, watching videos, and people were just going to the concert. I just remember seeing people faint. It was just like, ah! I was just like, damn, like, it's real. Like, it's Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is that dude. So, let's figure, like no other. Like, he's bigger than Jordan. He's bigger than everybody. This man is, like, Muhammad Ali on steroids. So, like, the fact that he could be alleged to this, like, it's like it's a stab to the heart. Like, we don't want to. We turn the cheek. Like, there's hella people.
It's weird. I don't think people think he's innocent. I think people think he's not guilty. And what I mean by that is like whenever you ask someone something, they like it's never Michael didn't do that shit. It's well the FBI didn't find nothing. Well Harvey Weinstein did this. Well Hugh Hefner did this shit. Like it's not. I don't believe Michael did that. People that I talk to that like are just like. Most people I speak to that want to defend him, it's not about them saying that he's innocent. It's about them saying like other shit that happened or things that weren't proven. Right. Like OJ's not guilty. He killed the fuck out of those people, the fuck out of them. And I honestly think realistically, like to me personally, like I believe to me he did that. In my opinion, and like some of the shit they was describing was a little wild, and I believe that over time things can happen where the story may become embellished, but the way they tell their story, because people are like, well, they lied and they told the truth, and they lied and they told the truth. But the way they tell the story, the way it happened, I can see that happening to somebody. And also, I think it's messed up that people hear these guys tell this story and they're like, yo, they're lying for money and it's not cool. But when someone of the opposite sex, like if it was a woman and this happened to Bill Cosby, it's like, no, he did it. Because why would they lie about it? But because it's a man, it's like, oh, what's for money? Why would you lie? Why would you do all this stuff? But when it's someone of the opposite sex, there's more respect for victims.
Right.
People's whole thing is like, no, well, they lied once and they said it didn't happen, they said it didn't happen, they said it didn't happen. But if you watch the documentary, the first time Michael Jackson's like messing with these kids or whatever, and then like he drops him and gets like new bitches, like gets like new little kids or whatever.
Right.
And then they get, and then like Michael Jackson still like send him the money or whatever, still talking to him here and there. And the first allegation comes out in '93. Then he calls the kids like, "Hey, I need you guys to come testify. I would never do this." The parents are like, "Yeah, go testify for Michael. We love this nigga." They go testify for Michael. Mike gets off, and one of the parents he gives one of the parents a loan to buy a house. Then forgives the loan, but they send the thing they weren't bought off. Then 10 years later, in 2003, when everyone's lives are together, both these dudes are like, "Yo, we're good. Life is cool or whatever." Michael Jackson gets caught again.
This is part one, y'all. This is just part one.
He gets caught. He gets caught again, and it's like, "Oh well, come. Hey, could y'all come testify?" He's like, "Bro, we don't want to do that. Everybody got a family. These dudes got kids now. Like, we don't want no parts. Why are you still wilding? We don't even bang anymore. Like, why are you contacting me?" And then he told the parents, like, "We don't want to testify against Mike. We don't want to." And they're like, "Why don't you want to go help Michael Jackson?" They're like, "Listen, man, Mike's weird."
Right.
The parents are, "Oh my God, what do you mean? Oh my God!" And then it's like, but they end up getting pressured into testifying again. And then Michael Jackson dies, and both of them end up, like, one of them has like a meltdown or whatever. So I can see how like emotionally how that shit could like how it can mess with you. Like I get it now, cause
Like, you know, it's just like, oh, he for the kids, but then when you think about it, you be like, wait a minute, why are you driving around with these kids? Why are you jumping out of limos? Why is he flying?
Like that wouldn't be acceptable now. Like if you saw that now, you would be like, hold on, bro, something wrong. This ain't right. Like, you know, I feel like it's a combined of everything y'all just said. Like, basically, a lot of people didn't believe him because a lot of people didn't believe he would do these things or couldn't imagine Michael, this, you know, bigger than life star, to be out here touching boys. Like, a lot of people, even in the thing, even when one of the moms was talking, she was talking about how she said, "Oh, you know, everybody knows Michael's story. He didn't really have much of a childhood, so it was easy to believe that he's still a kid at heart." So they really believed that shit, and they wanted to believe that he was still a kid.
That my problem with that shit is like I heard the argument in 2003 at Delta. One niggas like, he didn't have a child. Those are just his friends. Like those are just his friends. So everyone. So like I don't care. Like I'm not trying to like break down like why Mike did some shit. And I think that's a lot of the problem. People are like, he grew up like this. I'm not talking about that.
Right.
A lot of people that defended are like, I don't know why y'all talking about people that defended. No, but he had no childhood. I'm not talking about. Okay, if someone molested your child, I'm not gonna be like, oh well, he's around a lot of sex, and I don't care why he. I don't care like why he did it. I don't care. The point is, to me, is like he did it, right? That's like, why Michael Jackson, well, he didn't need no childhood and traveling, and he's a big 9-year-old. Okay, don't have a big 9-year-old around your children. Because if that, realistically, like, how many shows have we seen where, like, there'll be, like, someone that's, like, probably, like, not mentally grown up, and they'll be around kids, people are like, whoa, that, like, I know mentally you're that age, but you can't be around that girl, or you can't. So, in real life, it's not okay, but we give them a pass because
perception. Because everybody thinks like, oh, like they only want to hear, like they only want to know what they hear. It's just like we could like that whole like blue dress, like gold dress. People only want to see what they see, or like that whole Laurel and like the other thing. Like they only want to hear what they hear. Like it.
So money. But do y'all think money really played a big interest?
Yeah, absolutely. Like because. Okay, so Mike's like, hey, come to Hawaii with me. Let's film this commercial or whatever. And the first time the mom's like, the kid's like, I want to sleep in the room with Mike. And she's like, no, you're not going to sleep in the room with that grown-ass man. When they travel more and more and more, and eventually the kid doesn't stay in the room. The mom lets him stay in the room. And the mom's in the suite as well. And eventually they go to a lower floor, and the lower floor to a point where they're at a hotel across the street in Mike's room with the kid. So they traveled enough where you could say they got more comfortable, or it was because, we're eating at a 5-star restaurant. He's just in there playing video games. The video games wasn't even dope at the time. So what the fuck is y'all playing? Wasn't no Call of Duty back then. It wasn't no Call of Booty. They just playing hella Nintendo. The thing with the great thing that you step on. How much Nintendo track and field can you do? Remember that shit with the red and blue?
Yeah, you be like this.
what video games is y'all playing for hours? And the mom must have thought something was up because she walking in the door listening, just checking. So yeah, I would say it's money, bro. I would say it's money, and I want to say based on perception, people don't want to instantly think that because they're middle class white people.
Yeah.
They wouldn't just sell their child for money. That's what it looked like. They're not like your typical Florida man that sold his kid for a backpack of meth.
Right.
You don't see that. So they're Australian, and these people are from wherever the fuck. They seem like nice, wholesome people. No, they sold that kid too. So yeah, I would say definitely money, Dale.
Came up like Wade's doing big stuff, so like that's where it was just like hard to like not
respect him.
Yeah, because like he did stuff after, regardless of what happened. Wade came up.
So like for this guy, he doesn't want to say this happened to him because he's winning.
Yeah.
Well, how are his clients going to look at him after he says this about a dude that put him on? No matter what, if Wade ever said that, there would always be like, it'd always be something to say about him. Like, oh, it's for money. Oh, it's because Michael didn't do something for him. Oh, it's because he wants more. No matter what he did. And then for the other kid, because he's not on, it's like, oh, well, it's because he's not on, or because he's just damaged, or because he's drinking a lot. No matter what that's why people say, oh, well, it's for money. No matter whoever's victimized, you can always find a reason to blame them. Unfortunately, that's how our society works. No matter what, it doesn't matter. So I feel like that's why they not chose both the characters, but it's a great contrast between the two because both those guys have completely different journeys in life. Those kids were delivered. Like dude was a dude in the plain sight. That was their neighbor or whatever. Yeah. But with James Safechuck, one of the parents' friends were like, "Hey, he's a cute kid. You should try to put him in a commercial." He goes to auditions for a commercial. Somebody ends up in the Pepsi commercial. So Michael's like, "Hey, this nigga, he's delivered basically." And the same thing with Wade Robinson learned all the moves on television in Australia, hella far from Michael Jackson.
Right.
Then somehow ended up on tour. Just Michael came to Australia, something like that. So it's not like he was on. It's not like Michael Jackson was online like, "Oh yeah, that one. I need this one right here." Like it was like. I feel like as a predator, he could feel like vulnerabilities. Like he could feel these women who were stage moms, who were like just so starstruck by Michael Jackson. Just like in Gone in Plain Sight. Gone in Plain Sight, a child molester was banging the dad and the mom and the daughter. And then Wade Robinson's mom, the one with the accent, Wade Robinson's mom was like low-key in love with Michael. When Michael died, Wade Robinson's mom, after she knew what happened, Wade Robinson's mom put on a Michael Jackson jacket and went to sleep in it the night Michael died. So
she was in love, Pete.
She's in love. So it's like I'm gonna say Mike can smell the desperation, definitely.
Right.
Versus like you can see parents that are like, that's cool. Hey Mike, nice to meet you. Like if you're not a Star Trek ass person like that.
I just looking like, wow, like that person's in my house right now. I'm on the phone with Michael Jackson. I'm on the phone with whoever. And the fact that is what our perception is crazy. It's just.
I think the cold part is that like it gets to a point in this show and in Gone in Plain Sight when the parents know what's popping and both moms say they were too embarrassed to say anything. Wade Robinson or James Safechuck's mom, I think it was James. Yeah, James Safechuck's mom was like, he promised me I couldn't tell anybody, and I felt so bad. I felt like I really fucked up. It's the first time I heard anyone curse on the whole documentary. She really meant that shit. I really fucked up, and I felt so bad I didn't tell anybody. Same thing with Gone in Plain Sight. When they knew dude took her, they didn't want to tell the FBI. And then when she was gone again, they were so embarrassed they didn't want to tell the FBI for weeks. Didn't want to tell the FBI. Then felt bad about it. So you messed up so bad, like your child's safety and well-being is like less important than like your like pride. So when you talk about everybody want to do good for their kids, we get to a point in both documentaries where it's more about self-preservation than it is about anything else. Because when she heard that from her son, she could easily like start screaming from the rooftops. She's like, "No, I won't tell anybody." Like, no, it's your job now to tell everybody. Like you didn't like you won't tell. You don't want to tell him because you're gonna make your son uncomfortable. Right. He's been uncomfortable for 20 years. So, that part is kind of like that shit. That part's heavy. When like your ego, and I get it, like those people looking back, those people probably regret it. But it's interesting how like like your pride and self-preservation can come before like your seed though.
Yep.
So I mean we've all been embarrassed, but damn, that's a heavy level of embarrassment.
like how he kind of like first he gave all of the families like all of these like gifts.
Yeah.
Like, here, let me take you to Hawaii.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all staying in the first class. Next thing you know, they won. You know what I'm saying? They basically on the island. Next thing you know, they next door.
Yeah.
They right there. You know, they could see Mike. They could see Jimmy. They could see everything, right?
Yeah.
Then next thing you know, they on a whole nother island. You know what I'm saying? Like, they on a whole nother island. Like, it's different. Like, we only can get Jimmy on this island. Like,
Right. There's
like
no
how
more,
are you?
There's no more sweets.
How are you so blinded? Like, how are you so blinded towards that? Like, that's just crazy to me that you're so blinded. Like, it's like, man, like, something gotta be going on. This man 33 years old.
Yeah.
Like, my son's 8.
I think the way they were blinded by it was like Michael Jackson before he was traveling with them, like tough like that. He was like really at their house and shit.
Yeah.
Like, he's like having dinner with them or whatever. And so he's at dinner with them or whatever, and chilling there tough. While he's still making music. Like still like, oh my God, the biggest star in the world is here. Let's be like hospitable to him. And he's like one of our kids. Because he's doing that whole like I'm 9 years old thing or whatever. Yeah. So it's like you have another kid there in your house. And you're tolerant to it or whatever. And then eventually he starts doing like adult things. Right? Like, hey, don't tell your parents this. Hey, we gotta they did one thing in in Neverland. They used to practice putting their clothes on really fast. He would time how fast they put their clothes on in case somebody came in the room. Like, but he's a big 9-year-old. Like, no, that nigga's a child molester.
Right.
Like, he's a child molester. Like, he's a predator, and he had a whole bunch of game or whatever. When it came down to the ring.
It's getting serious on this track.